Hi everybody, here at Work with Hella, and today we're potting up a new installation. So this one is going into an office in the Mississauga area, and it's a rush job, so they wanted it turned around in 1 week, so we were able to get the plants in, get the pots, put them together, and turn it around within 7 days. So what I'm doing right now is we're potting up all their office plants. So we've already unwrapped all the decorative containers and put all the sub-irrigation system together. We did all that. And so now I just put a base layer of soil in there, and I'm going to be potting up this gorgeous 14-inch amate. Now when we say 14-inch, clearly we don't mean height. What we're talking about is pot size. So this pot size diameter, one side to the other, is 14 inches, and so that's how the plant industry knows that a 14-inch amate is about 5 to 6 foot tall. Now it looks a little bit taller right now because it's up on this rack, but it's about 6 feet tall. So I'm going to, what we do with these is a direct pot right into the lechuza container. So we have to bang off the grow pot, get it untangled, and first I want to kind of loosen up the root ball a little. So I usually do this with my hand. So I just want it so it's not such a tight ball. Something like that. Then we want to make sure that the height of the soil level is right with the container. And this is almost perfect. So you can see there's a lip here, but we want it just about an inch below the top of the pot. So that's perfect. And then the other thing we want to do is make sure that it's centered in the pot and straight. So I'm going to start putting some soil in there while I'm holding on to it so it doesn't fall over. See, if I let it go, it just goes. So some of the soil is very compacted and dry. This is the good way for the transport because it's not as heavy and a condensed package. So it's actually quite efficient to send the potting mix this way. Okay. Now I want to kind of pack in around the root ball just to make sure that it's not going to fall over on me. And because it's dry soil, I can push it pretty hard, whereas if it was wet soil, it would compact too much. But once we water it in, it compacts even more. So you just got to kind of know the pressure that you need to put on. So are we still straight? I think that looks pretty good. So now I'm just going to finish putting in the soil, get it up to level. And it's nice that we can do this work in the greenhouse, because as you can see, I'm making quite a bit of mess here. But if we were to do it in the office, we would obviously put drop sheets and try and contain our mess. But sometimes we don't have a choice. We need to pot up in the office. If the container is really large or built in place, then we have no choice but to pot up on site. And normally that's done before people are in the building. Okay, so now I'm just pushing it in, making sure I have enough soil in there. Perfect. So now, once we've got it potted in, then we water it in and clean it up and deliver. And so this is going to be a gorgeous addition to their boardroom, which has a beautiful corner and a beautiful window. It's going to be happy in its new home. So now that we've finished potting up the amate and she is gorgeous, now I'm moving on to another floor plant. This one's going to go into a smaller decorative container because it's going into a kind of small office. So it's going to be in a tight spot. So what we wanted was a kind of smallish container that's tall, and once we put the plant in, see, I've got a kind of narrow growing, this is a reflexa Song of India. There's a few different varieties of reflexas. This one obviously has the yellow on the edge, so that's the Song of India. But there's also the Song of Jamaica that's all more of a solid green, but not really solid, different shades of green in there. So anyway, this one will really bring a pop of color into the office. But as you can see, it's kind of narrow growing, so it'll continue to grow upright. And it does well in medium to high light. So, and that's what we're looking at in this office. So I'm going to start to pot this up. Again, I've got my sub-irrigation all done in there and our pond. So now I'm just going to pull off the grow pot. So just give it a couple of bangs. Look at the roots on that. Pretty impressive. And you can see all these green round things in here. That's all the fertilizer that the growers put in because they want to try and grow these plants fast. They're grown in Florida where there's good sunshine, good warmth. But here, when we put them into the office, this fertilizer can become a little bit toxic to the plant. So what we want to do is take off some of that fertilizer, and at the same time I'm loosening up the root ball. I mean, we don't have to get every single little piece out, but you know, it's good to reduce the amount of salts in the soil, which is what fertilizer is, it's salts. Okay, let's see our height. So I can put a little bit of soil on the bottom of that just to raise up the root ball a little. So I'll put a bit of soil, not too much because this pot is small. So that's a bit better. And now I'm just going to fill soil in around the root ball. Now this plant isn't very tall or top heavy, so I don't have to hang on to it while I pack in the soil around it. But I still need to make sure that it's relatively straight and centered in the pot. I mean, I think it's pretty good. There's a couple of branches at kind of angle, so it's kind of difficult to tell if it's exactly straight. And I mean, it's a living thing, so who wants it exactly straight anyway? Yeah, we want to get the fresh soil around that root ball so that the roots will be able to grow into it, and it'll have lots of new fresh soil to play with, I guess. Lots of fresh nutrients in there. Okay, and that is potted up. So now that we have it potted up, we're going to clean up the container. Obviously, we won't bring all the soil in, and water it in and put it into the office. installation crew has now installed all the plants in the office. So they got their floor plan, they placed the plants according to that floor plan, and so everything got put in place. Then they cleaned up the containers, got rid of any of the loose bits of soil that were on there, cleaned up the plants, removed any leaves that might have been damaged in the process of moving them, just physical damage. Sometimes that happens. So we'll remove any of the broken ones and place them and then watered them in. Yeah, the client was thrilled and the plants will be sure to love their new home. So have a green day.